Hey everybody, this is Final Flame Productions back with another Dexter video. Today we talk about the rumblings about Season 2 of New Blood. Spoilers, of course, for the season finale of Dexter New Blood. If you see my other videos, you know I'm not that impressed. I'm, well, very disappointed actually about the finale. I thought the season up until the finale was really good, but I thought the finale was pretty terrible. And I would say most of your comments are agreeing that the finale wasn't good, but there was also people who liked it. What's interesting is there is rumblings of Season 2. Now, a lot of this stuff, I believe, I could be wrong, was interviews done before the airing of the Dexter New Blood finale, and that was before the reaction from the fans, and the reaction from the fans has been quite strong, especially on Twitter, and I'm sure in other places too. Even some celebrities and well-known people online weren't too impressed by it. So this sort of reaction is it's going to filter back, and obviously the actors, showrunners, studio, whatever, are going to hear about this, and that may alter where things go. But as I said before, the ratings are so big and so good for this new season that, you know, whether it's sooner or later, they will attempt to do something with Dexter. Now, my idea has always been, even after the finale, I thought to myself, well, they made you think Dexter was dead, but there's definitely ways you could try to come back from that, where he's rushed to a hospital, he's in a coma, or he's, you know, they work on him, he's alive somehow. You can get around that, and it wouldn't be that far-fetched compared to some things that we see on other shows and even on Dexter. But I mean, all the press stuff and all the interviews are confirming that Dexter's dead. Now, we know with Prison Break they went back on that several years after, because they wanted to do more, and obviously to do a show you need to have your main characters there. And in Prison Break, spoilers, they killed Michael Scofield at the end of season 4, and then several years later they brought him back because obviously they wanted to bring the show back. So if Dexter does go on the shelf for another, I don't know how many years, let's say, I don't know, 8-10 years with nothing, it's very possible that they could bring this back and redo it. The question is, Michael C. Hall doesn't seem to want to come back, which is probably the main reason that this won't happen. Not because of Clyde Philips saying that this is the finale and this is confirmed, this is the real finale. Newsflash, Clyde, we already had a season finale that was supposed to be the end of the show. That was season 8, and that was redone, so your finale could be redone as well, Clyde. So I know we're not smart fans. If you see my last video, Clyde Philips said that smart hardcore fans will understand and like the finale. But anyway, what would this new season be if they go ahead and make it in the next 2 or 3 years? The big rumblings at the moment is that it'll be about Harrison, a spin-off on Harrison, Dexter's son, who we last seen shooting, killing Dexter. You know, this was baffling for a lot of reasons, because the character itself, I mean, I don't know what people think about the character in general. I haven't got a consensus of what people think about the Harrison character, but it wasn't a character that was central to this season. Now, of course, he was central to a lot of the plot lines and to Dexter's actual arc in this season, of course, and of course him coming back was a big part of most episodes of him. But what I mean is his character and the actual actor itself was never carrying this. The season was carried, of course, by Michael C. Hall and by Clancy Brown as Kurt Caldwell. You know, Jack Alcott, who plays Harrison Morgan, I couldn't say he carried the show, and the question why I talk about him carrying the show, could he actually carry, could he be central without Dexter, you know, without Deborah Morgan, you know, without all those great characters from the you know, first 8 seasons, which I'll go back to in a second. could they make a show about Harrison? Of course they could. They could make a show about a teenager who is confused and has a dark passenger and maybe starts to meddle and trying to follow on what his father was doing, but maybe try to improve on what he was doing. It's not unforeseeable that they would do it, but the reaction has been so negative. Right off the bat, I wouldn't want to watch it. I wouldn't watch it because the whole point of watching Dexter is to see Michael C. Hall and is to see characters like Dokes, Deborah, Batista, LaGuardia, Miguel, Prada, Trinity, all those great characters which, wouldn't be in this Harrison show in any significant way, most of them anyway. They could bring Michael C. Hall back as a kind of a ghost, or sort of a sort of like they brought back Deborah this season as the conscience of Dexter. But I don't think that will work. I don't think that Harrison and Dexter had enough of a connection for that to work. It just wouldn't narratively work, in my opinion. And you have the reaction that people weren't happy with the finale. People don't like the character of Harrison. And for you to, it's kind of like again, I go back to it, Last of Us 2. It's making you follow the story of somebody who's murdered a character you like, which happened in The Last of Us 2. It's just a really, really bad idea. Now, could they have made a Harrison show if Dexter was still alive and sort of a separate thing? It might have been more palatable then, but again, I think the actor, Jack Alcott, who's fine, he does the role pretty okay, but I don't think he's that compelling of a character to make a whole show around. To be honest, the other character, if you look at season, or New Blood as a season, there wasn't that many strong characters in the show. You had Dexter, Michael C. Hall, who was great. You had Clancy Brown as Kurt Caldwell. The two of them were terrific. But everybody else, like Julia Jones as Angela, her daughter, played by Johnny Sekiowa. I probably butchered that pronunciation. You have Jamie Chung as Molly Park, Alano Miller as Logan. All these are fine actors. The roles they did were fine, but you do not have as good of characters as the first 8 seasons, where you had Batista and Masuka and Deborah and Quinn, and all these terrific characters who were just so vibrant and memorable. So a show based solely on Harrison, just to me, it just wouldn't work. So the question is, how can they continue the show if they don't retcon it and they don't bring Dexter back? A young Dexter show without Michael C. Hall wouldn't work either. A show based back in Miami could have worked in earlier seasons without Dexter. Because you had so many great characters, as I said, Batista, Masuka, Quinn, Dokes, all those great characters, but a lot of those have been killed off. Personally, I think a show set in Miami, maybe about the aftermath of this, and kind of going back and them looking at people like Dokes and LaGuardia, who were wronged, and the aftermath of people looking at who Dexter really was, and how they didn't know that he was this person when he worked with them all these years. That's something that could be interesting. I'm not really sure you can make a full season about it unless Harrison went back to Miami and those people were around him. But again, I think that's a bit of a stretch. What do you guys think? Do you think that a spin-off of Dexter without Michael C. Hall is going to work? And who could that show be based around if not Harrison? Let me know in the comments. Thank you.